Hello, Diva. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time. I know you're really, really busy, but I just wanted to grab a few minutes of your day to talk about the elections, but mainly focus on Windsor, since I am a Windsor resident and I'm here as a Windsor resident. And I'm just hoping you can help calm some nerves and maybe let people know what's in place. So can you introduce yourself, just because you have a long title?
Sure. My name is Deva Marie Proto, and I'm the Sonoma County Clerk, Recorder, Assessor, and Registrar of Voters. And I've held the position since January 2019. So in my short time in office, I've had to deal with a flood, a fire, and a pandemic.
Yeah. And you are a position that is voted on. So
yes.
You understand the importance of voting and getting people out to vote, and because you had to campaign a little, I imagine, right?
Yes, yes, it was. I'm one of the 4 county-wide electeds. So we have the sheriff, the district attorney, the auditor, controller, treasurer, tax collector, and the clerk, recorder, assessor, registrar.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, thank you. So I'm just going to start off. I have a list of some questions that I wrote up, and let's get right to them. So some people were asking about volunteering. Someone mentioned he is a volunteer in town. And so are you still looking for volunteers? And if a number of people in Windsor wanted to say, look, we want more polling places, if we got together so many number of people, would you open up another site in Windsor? How does that work?
No, this year, because of the pandemic, we're doing things differently than we normally did. So instead of having 150-ish polling places throughout the county that are open on election day, we're going to have about 30 that are open for 4 days. So, but in order to do that, we had to purchase equipment that we can use at each one of those. And so we don't have enough to just open new ones. We're relatively limited. So we're looking also for larger locations, so that we can socially distance and make sure that we can accommodate all the voters. If people do want to volunteer, we have an application on our website that they can complete, and we are going to be working in the next couple months to start signing people to polling places.
Okay, great. And then you mentioned larger locations. Have you found those locations for Windsor?
We are accepting public feedback right now on them. In Windsor, I think we're looking at the council chambers as the location. It's a little bit bigger than, I think it's the Bluebird Center, and I think there's a senior center. Other locations may be larger, but they may also not be available. Like I believe the gym may have some childcare and things like that going on, so that it wouldn't be available for us to use exclusively for 4 days.
Okay. And then, so let's go through the steps of when people get their ballots in the mail. What's the process of them turning them in? So if I go to the post office, I received a mail-in ballot, what's my next step? Say I'm ready to mark off the boxes. What can I do of all the way up till November 3rd?
The first thing I would do before you even get the ballot is to go check your voter registration status at voterstatus.ca or voterstatus.sos.ca.gov to make sure that you're registered at the correct address, and make sure all your information is up to date.
And everyone should have received, I'm sorry, everyone should have received, I thought I had one in front of me, a little yellow postcard already for that.
Yes.
Also. Okay.
You can also, on that postcard is the information to sign up to track your ballot, which is where'smyballot.sos.ca.gov. And that is it's like an Amazon or FedEx tracking. It's going to send you an alert every time that ballot is scanned. So when it's created, when we send it out, as it makes its way through the post office to you. And then on the flip side, when you send it back or drop it off at our location, you'll also get notified when we process it. You'll get notified that it was counted or not counted if your signature doesn't match. We will also mail you a letter, but this would be a faster way. So the first thing I would do is sign up for Where's My Ballot and check your voter status. once you get your ballot, it has information, it will have information about in-person voting and the drop boxes that we'll have available. So I believe in Windsor, it's not finalized yet, but right now we're looking, I think, at the Windsor Library to have a drop box. And you will be able to fill out your ballot. You can sign it on the flap before you seal it up. Then you can seal it and then send it back postage paid through the Postal Service. You can drop it in the drop boxes that will be open in early October, or you can drop it at one of the in-person voting locations.
Okay, that reminded me, someone mentioned they can actually go to the Register of Voters to pick up a ballot, is that correct?
Yes, so our office is an early voting site for basically starting 29 days before the election. You can come in, get your ballot, vote your ballot, and get everything done even earlier. But you just may have to wait in line a little bit if there's a lot of people, because we have a relatively small office.
Okay, good. Now, one of the biggest concerns, as you're probably aware of, is the post office and what's happening there, and the talk about their slowing down the process to getting mail out. So are you in contact with our postmaster for Sonoma County, and are you talking to them, or is there any, will you be aware of any potential disruptions in mail being delivered?
Yes, all the elections officials actually have a weekly phone call with California USPS. We've been told that we won't be seeing any issues. We also have check-in meetings with our local USPS, and we just had one last week where they let us know that things were looking good. We talked about the importance of postmarks, kind of the timing around when the ballots would be going out, when people should expect to see them, and making sure that they understand what a huge priority it is.
Oh, good. And so tell us again about, I know I've heard you in other meetings, the actual post-dated ballot, how long will it have to arrive in your office?
As long as it is postmarked on or before Election Day, meaning that it was cast in time before 8 p.m. on Election Day, it can be received in our office up to 17 days later. So if there is something wrong with the Postal Service and your ballot just gets dropped somehow, it can take almost 3 weeks before we would not be able to accept it.
Okay, good. I think that is all the questions I have. Is there anything that you've been hearing that maybe I didn't ask that you can share with us that can ease people's minds a little bit? Is there anything else maybe you think I left out?
I think just the only thing would be that the ballots that will be sent in the mail are regular ballots. There's nothing different about them. There is nothing unusual. We always have precincts that are all mail where they're too small to have a polling place. And we are very practiced in it. They're not going out to people who are not active registered voters. We have to have their registration information that includes a California driver's license or a social security number. We have to have their signature. If we have information that they moved and we can't confirm their address, they are not getting a ballot. And we are double checking as they come back. We are checking all the signatures. So each ballot is going to a specific person, and each ballot is coming back from a specific person. And that signature is compared, the envelope on the from the ballot to the voter registration card and the original signature. And we actually have past signatures as well. So maybe somebody's signature has changed over the years, or maybe sometimes they sign with their initials and sometimes they sign with their first name. We'll be able to see those types of variances. We see them all the time. Mm-hmm. And if your signature doesn't match, we will mail you a letter and let you know that it didn't match, and then you can come in and cure your signature. So we try to communicate as much as possible with people.
Great. Well, thank you, Diva, so much. I really appreciate you taking this time out and I feel very confident in our process, and yeah, so thank you again so much.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for asking the questions.
Okay.